This is a true story. In 1994, people across Nevada reported a strange signal on their radios, static that whispered their names. At first, everyone brushed it off as a glitch, but then strange lights began drifting across the desert sky, moving with purpose, almost like they were searching for something. People said the whispers weren't random. They spoke secrets, private things no machine should know. Authorities denied everything. They called it coincidence, imagination. But then residents started disappearing. Cars were found abandoned on empty roads. Houses left locked from the inside, with no trace of the families who lived there. Investigators who pushed too hard went silent. Their reports vanished. A leaked memo warned officers, "Do not respond to unknown signals. Do not investigate." Satellite images later revealed perfect circles of scorched earth scattered across the desert. And the whispers, they spread. Phones, TVs, computers, every device carried the same soft voice. Locals say a shadow watches from inside the lights, always still, always waiting. And sometimes, if you listen long enough, it calls your name. This is a true story, one buried in a file the public was never meant to see. In 2009, dozens of people reported the same thing on late-night flights. A passenger who wasn't on the manifest. They said he always sat in the last row, tall, completely still, no luggage, no blinking, and every time the cabin lights dimmed, his reflection vanished from the window beside him. Airlines blamed miscounting, but flight attendants admitted off the record that they avoided the back row entirely because the temperature there dropped to freezing, even on warm flights. A leaked internal report revealed that the same figure appeared on 43 different flights, in 11 states, all within the same week. Same seat, same posture, same empty eyes. Then the pattern got darker. Every flight where he appeared experienced radio interference mid-air, just a burst of static, followed by a whisper no one could decode. One pilot swore he saw the figure standing behind him during turbulence, even though the cockpit door was locked. They say he still boards random flights today. So if you ever feel the air suddenly turn cold at 30,000 feet, don't turn around. Someone might be sitting behind you who never should have been there. This is a true story. In 2003, a small town in Nebraska began reporting something impossible, streetlights turning on by themselves, even in the middle of the day. Witnesses said the lights didn't flicker. They glowed bright white, like they were being controlled remotely. And every time a light turned on, someone nearby felt a sudden wave of dizziness or heard a low hum inside their ears. Officials blamed faulty wiring, but electricians tested everything. One electrician, fixing a streetlight, checked the circuits. Nothing was wrong. Then security cameras started glitching. Every video showed a tall, blurred figure standing directly under the activated light. A whistleblower leaked that the Department of Energy had tagged the town as a light frequency test zone, but the document disappeared hours later, along with the whistleblower. Other towns reported the same thing. The figure always appeared exactly 3 minutes before someone went missing. It looked like nothing human, just a long, bright outline, like a person made of electricity. So if a streetlight ever turns on above your head for no reason, don't look up. Something else might already be looking down. You won't believe what happened over Alaska in 2011. Pilots who flew those skies still whisper about it. They call it the silent altitude. At exactly 38,000 feet, radios cut out. Every engine went quiet, mid-air, mid-flight, like the sky itself was holding its breath. Passengers reported seeing a bright shape drifting beside the plane. No wings, no sound, just a floating, glowing outline. Aviation officials blamed solar interference, but leaked cockpit audio told a different story. Multiple pilots whispering the same line, "It's matching our speed." 3 planes vanished from radar that month. No crash sites, no debris, only the last message from one captain, "It's opening." A classified report later surfaced calling the object a non-mechanical aerial presence. It claimed the phenomenon had been tracked since the 1960s, appearing over oceans, mountains, and now commercial routes. Some survivors say the light wasn't an aircraft, it was a doorway, and before it blinked out, they heard voices inside it, whispering coordinates. So if your next flight suddenly goes silent and the engines stop without warning, don't look out the window, because whatever's floating beside you might be looking back. They say the government's abandoned research towers weren't shut down, they were sealed, because something inside started eating the staff. The last surviving technician said the creature didn't attack for food, it attacked to collect. When they found the first body, it was pinned to the wall, bones twisted, ribs pried open like a cage, organs arranged in a perfect circle on the floor. Every circle was different. Every circle lined up with a frequency the tower broadcast at night. Security tried to evacuate. The cameras caught the creature dropping from the ceiling, its spine bending the wrong way, cracking loud enough to echo. It moved so fast the footage blurred. By the time the frame cleared, 3 guards stood there, but their jaws were missing. The technician escaped only because the creature stopped to listen. He said it pressed its head against the metal wall, like it was waiting for a signal. They later found his blood-soaked notebook. One sentence carved into the page with something sharp. It answers the tower, not us. Locals living near old towers now report hearing metal groaning at night and something dragging its claws across the inside. If your tower ever starts humming after midnight, lock every door. It hunts anything that moves during the broadcast. This story has been buried for decades. In 1987, a research team claimed they discovered a silent room deep beneath an abandoned hospital in Ohio, a room not found on any blueprint. Inside the room was a single chair facing a cracked mirror, but the mirror didn't show reflections. It showed people who weren't there. When the team reported it, the hospital board denied the room existed at all. 2 of the researchers suddenly resigned. One went missing that same week. A leaked photo from the site showed something terrifying, a shadowy figure sitting in the chair, even though the room was empty during the shot. Its head was tilted, as if listening. Witnesses later claimed the hospital received shipments at night, all delivered to that same underground hallway. Large wooden crates marked with government seals. Workers said they heard voices coming from behind the mirror, but the voices sounded like their own, repeating their deepest secrets. The hospital was sealed off in 1992, but locals swear lights still flicker underground, and sometimes, if you stand close enough, the mirror whispers your name. They say every country has one secret it hides from the world, but America has a secret it hides from itself, a place so dangerous that even satellites are programmed to blur over it. Truck drivers on the Nevada backroads reported seeing a glowing sign appear in the desert at night, a road sign with no pole, floating a few inches above the sand. It always said the same thing, turn back, but the road behind them never looked the same again. Highway Patrol claimed it was a heat illusion, yet their own dash cams cut to static whenever the sign appeared, and one officer disappeared after calling in, "The road, it's moving." A leaked transportation memo warned about Route Zero, a drifting road that isn't built, it arrives. Anyone who drives it never reaches the end, but their headlights are still seen from miles away. Former engineers confessed the government tried to seal the area, but every barrier they built twisted into a new path by morning, and tire tracks from missing travelers kept reappearing, fresh, warm, impossible. Locals swear that late at night, the desert hums like an engine, and sometimes you'll see 2 headlights in the distance, stuck in an endless loop. So if you ever spot a glowing road sign with no pole, and the desert suddenly feels too quiet, don't keep driving, because Route Zero doesn't take you anywhere, it takes you. There's a sound the government doesn't want you to hear. Not a frequency, not a signal, but something recorded by accident in 1999. A research team in Alaska picked up a low, vibrating hum under the ice. At first, it sounded like machinery, until the pitch changed, like something alive was responding to them. Hours later, federal agents shut the entire station down. They claimed the sound was equipment failure, but every hard drive containing the recording was replaced with a blank one. One scientist kept a backup. He played it for his wife. She said the hum felt like a voice saying, "Don't wake it." That night, he vanished. His snow boots were found melted into the ice. Weeks later, people across northern towns reported hearing the same hum under their houses. Every time someone tried to record it, their microphone died instantly, as if the sound could erase electronics. A leaked NOAA file called it the Sleeper, a massive creature buried so deep that its heartbeat vibrates through the earth. The document ended with one sentence: "If the hum gets louder, run." And last winter, A fisherman said the hum grew so strong, the ice cracked beneath his feet, like something huge was turning over. So if you ever feel the ground trembling when the world is completely quiet, don't look down. It might already be waking up. This is a true story. In the early 1990s, a quiet town in Montana reported something strange. A tall, shadowy figure walking between radio towers at night. People said it moved like smoke, but its footsteps shook the ground. And every time it appeared, all radios in town went silent. Police dismissed it as a prank, but then local truckers started vanishing on the highway, their engines found still running, doors wide open. A leaked state report claimed the figure wasn't human. It said the creature fed on electromagnetic signals and followed the strongest broadcast. For years, officials denied the sightings, but multiple states recorded the same thing. Tower alarms going off, lights flickering, and a dark shape climbing higher each night. Residents swear that if you stand near a radio tower after midnight, you'll hear breathing behind the static. And if your radio ever goes completely silent, don't look up, because whatever's standing above you is still listening. This is a true story, or at least it was reported that way. In 1997, dozens of night shift workers across 3 states called in the same thing. They said it hovered just above the clouds. No lights, no shape, just a shadow that blocked the stars and followed moving cars. Police blamed weather balloons. News stations laughed it off. But every 911 call ended the same way: static, then silence. Within weeks, 7 people vanished. All of them had reported the sound. Their homes were untouched, except for one thing: radios melted into the floor. A leaked government memo later surfaced online. It warned agents to avoid auditory contact after dusk. The file disappeared in minutes. Locals say the sound still returns on quiet nights, always stopping directly above whoever is listening. And if the sky ever sounds like it's breathing, don't try to record it. That's usually when it comes closer. This is a true story. In 1976, a deep-sea listening station picked up a sound it couldn't identify. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't a machine. It sounded patient. The signal repeated every night at exactly 3:17 a.m., a slow rhythm, like breathing through water. Nearby fishing boats began returning early. Their crews refused to speak. The Navy called it ocean noise. Reports were classified, but the station logs showed something unsettling. The sound was getting closer. One technician stayed late to record it. When the audio ended, he whispered, "It knows we're listening." That was his final transmission. Months later, sonar maps revealed a moving shadow, too large, too slow, always beneath shipping lanes. Divers claim the water grows warm when it passes, like something enormous just beneath you. If the ocean ever goes silent around your boat, don't check the engine. It's already listening back. If you were alive in 1993, there's a chance you were almost chosen and you never knew it. For 90 seconds, every emergency line in the country stopped answering, but something else picked up. People who dialed heard breathing first, not through the phone, inside the room. Then a calm voice whispered, "Is it inside with you?" Phone companies called it a routing glitch. Officials said no recordings existed, yet callers from different states described the same voice, the same words. After the calls, houses went unnaturally quiet. Dogs froze. Clocks stopped. Some people swore their shadows moved a second too late. Years later, a leaked emergency memo surfaced. One sentence was blacked out, except the end. Do not warn subjects once contact is made. Several callers vanished within days. Their phones were found off the hook, warm, still connected. Emergency lines came back online. Authorities said no one was harmed, but some houses still call 911 by themselves, and whatever answers is still listening. This story was never meant to be public. It appeared briefly in a deleted satellite forum in 1989. The post had no author, just one sentence: "Something in the sky is learning who we are." Months earlier, satellites detected a storm that broke every rule. It didn't drift, it followed. A small, perfect cloud hovered above moving cars, homes, even trains. No rain, no lightning, only a deep electrical hum. Meteorologists flagged it as impossible, military channels took over the data. Civilian agencies were told the images were corrupted. Then an entire town lost power. Every building except one directly beneath the cloud. People reported headaches. Voices inside radios whispered numbers. Animals refused to go outside. One family recorded the sound from their roof. The audio file ended with breathing, not human. A leaked memo mentioned a project called Observer Sky. It warned analysts not to engage, signal, or acknowledge awareness. Hours later, the memo vanished. So did the analyst who shared it. The last satellite image shows the cloud lowering, almost touching the house below, as if listening. That house still stands today, empty, and whenever the sky goes quiet above it, weather stations stop reporting. This was never called a disappearance, but in 2007, an entire bus route was quietly erased from city records. Passengers reported the same thing. The bus would slow down, the streetlights ahead would shut off, one by one. Then the driver would miss a stop that had always been there. Transit officials blamed rerouting errors, outdated maps, human mistake. CCTV footage from those nights was overwritten. A leaked maintenance report warned drivers not to complete the route after 11:40 p.m. Some buses returned empty, engines still warm, tickets still punched. Similar routes vanished in other cities. Same bus number, same time gap. No official cancellations were ever announced. One recovered radio call captured a driver. The road is longer than it should be. That bus number is still skipped today, and if a late-night bus ever stops where no stop exists, don't get on. This is a true story. In 2008, a classified archive recorded a broadcast no one transmitted. It appeared simultaneously on closed military channels. No signal source, no uplink, just a woman calmly reading weather reports for days that hadn't happened yet. Officials assumed a predictive algorithm error. They shut the system down, but the voice kept updating, correcting itself. When technicians spoke near the speakers, the forecast changed. Storms intensified. Names appeared. A sealed document referred to it as atmospheric listener. It warned, the system does not predict, it reacts. The final broadcast was never archived. Only one note remains. Voice began whispering between sentences. That channel is still blocked worldwide, but during sudden storms, meteorologists swear they hear her pause, like she's waiting for someone to speak. This recording was classified for decades. In 1987, a deep-sea research crew sent a final message. Their sonar picked up something beneath them, too large, too slow, matching their course like it knew where they were going. Command told them it was a fault, background noise. They were ordered to continue the dive. Minutes later, the ocean went silent. No currents, no wildlife, just a low pulse vibrating through the hull. A sealed report called it a non-biological mass, not alive, not mechanical, something that reacts to observation. The last audio captures a crewman. It knows our names. Then knocking from outside the vessel. The wreck was found empty, no breach, no bodies, and sonar still avoids that depth. This isn't folklore. In 2011, a deep space monitoring satellite was suddenly instructed to stop recording one specific area of the ocean. No reason was logged, just one command: do not observe. Before the feed went dark, the satellite captured something unnatural. Perfect circles were forming beneath the waves. Not storms, not currents. They were expanding evenly. The data vanished within minutes. Analysts were reassigned without explanation. Public records listed it as a routine error, but ships quietly rerouted away from the area. Submersibles reported pressure where no depth existed. Sonar detected rhythmic knocking, always in threes. A leaked internal note used unsettling language. Observed response to attention. Behavior changes when monitored. Then the note disappeared. One corrupted frame survived deletion. The circles had stopped expanding. They were moving upward. That region remains uncharted. Eyes in the sky still look away, because whatever is down there knows when it's being watched.